Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Good luck to you.
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Latest news! Fresh from the war owl! Many a latest, my friend. The war, the bishop, the queen. What tickles your fancy? Ain't looking too good for them lizards. Word is, the divine... You remember what happened to the elves, don't you? Ain't no one left standing when you treat them to death fog. Seven save us. Stabbed in the back he was by them vile low... Kill 'em all, I say. Do 'em like Magister Raymond did old Lady Siva. That'll teach them traitors. I mean, they doomed us all, didn't they? The son of the divine is dead. Jolly Justinia, Queen of the Dwarves. Here's 20 or so noble gentlemen. No one knows what they did wrong, if anything, and she has them stripped and whipped all the way to the execution grounds. Didn't even give them the dignity of the sword, no sir. You ask me, and I say she's mad as a mink with its tail on fire. Queen or no queen.
Nothing good. The Voidwoken are everywhere.
Well met, friend. Interested in Driftwood's finest catch?
You look down at the cart and see fish with flaking scales, tumours and, in one case, 3 heads.
It's free to look. Just don't touch nothing. Fair travels, friend.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
The whole world is going to hell in a handbasket.
Your fish stinks of the void. What kind of rat would sell such filth?
The kind that don't fancy starving, along with the rest of this town.
Penny for a sick dog. A glance at the dog's miserable face tells you it's sick, all right.
What am I, dog's doctor? Dog's sick. Go on, kiss a penny for a sick dog.
The dog lies there quietly, clearly in great pain.
What are you looking at? I'm sick here. Get lost. Got a pain in the neck. Got a bad pain in the neck.
It flinches. A low, threatening growl builds within its throat. Under the collar, you find the sharpened points of metal rivets, gouging the poor dog's skin. The dog bares its teeth at you and growls. The dog gives you a long, hard stare, but does not bite you. Yet the dog goes to bite your hand, and then realizes the pain.
Hey, I feel okay. Thanks, man. Think I'll wander off now. Here, before I go, what can I do to show my master did? Huh? Wait a minute. Master hurted me?
He turns to his master.
You bad man, you!
Wouldn't you like to know?
Good day to you.
Penny for a grieving beggar whose dog ran away. God damn it. How's my livelihood? Penny for a grieving beggar? I reckon I'm owed it here. No. You wouldn't do that, would you? Oh, yes. You would do that, wouldn't you? I couldn't prevail upon you to change your mind, could I?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
He gives you a cool look, then rummages in his pocket.
That's your lot. Go.
Prices could be better, but I suppose we make do. Nice weather, innit? Suppose we cling to the small.
Keeping it together,
The
Bree.
whole world.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
Your
You're
fish
safe
thinks of the
among
void.
friends.
What kind of
Never
rat would sell
forget it.
such?
Kind that don't fancy starving.
Mate, but what a scowl. Seems to me you could have at it. Got yourself situated.
Keep talking, dwarf, and you'll end up eating sawdust
Keeping
from
it
a cell
together,
floor.
Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Yep.
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right. as
My
long as I
word,
don't-
but you do look exhausted. I
You're
bet
safe
you
among
could
friends.
use a touch of
Never forget it.
magic.
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're flying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're flying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping Keeping it together, Bree? I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Yep.
Keeping it together, Bree? I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Come over. While you're buying anything.
Hey, don't come visit your ton. Who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree? I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Bree? I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Well, don't come over. While you're buying anything.
Hey, don't come visit your ton. Who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree? I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Your fish stinks as of old. What kind of rat would sell such filth?
The kind that don't fancy starving like the rest of this town. It's all well and good for you with your rations. We've got to take what we can get.
Keep talking, Wolf, and you let that bitchy sawdust from a cell floor.
Keeping it together, Bree? I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Well, don't come over. While you're buying anything.
Hey, don't come visit your ton. Who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Your fish stinks of the void.
Keeping it together, Bree?
Sell such filth.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Rations. We've got to take what we can get.
Keep talking, Wolf, and you let that bitchy sawdust from a cell floor.
together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar. I don't come visit your son. Who will?
Hear ye! Hear ye! Bishop Alexander was slain by singers!
Startled, the guard leaps backwards and reaches for her weapon. She locks up.
You shouldn't surprise me like that. Oh, I could have sliced your neck clean open. I know. But everyone's on edge here. Void walker.
She remains in place as
Is there more? Speak up.
once this was a tavern, or a hotel, or a brothel.
All this damn work and nothing to show for it. Might as well have rotted.
Hear ye! Divine order to march against the ancient empire!
Dropped in a vat of vinegar.
The water looks a bit cold to me. Hello, mister.
The little boy looks at you. He picks.
You be careful. My daddy's a magister.
No, he's not. His daddy's a fisherman like most daddies round here. We're waiting for our friend. He went for a swim. He'll be back soon.
He went swimming all the way to Fort Happy.
Fort Joy?
That's what I said. Fort Joy. He's going to find his mum and bring her back. Cool. How did you know that?
Mister, have you seen our friend Joe?
Tell them the truth about Joe. They have to grow up sometime.
The truth hurts, but they'll get over it. Kids are resilient. Tell them the truth.
The horror grows on their little faces.
No, that's a horrible thing to say. I bet it wasn't Joe. I bet it was someone else's leg in that icky shark.
She bursts into tears. Ben looks from you to her and back again, then starts crying too. After a moment, the crying subsides. Ben...
So where's Joe?
They look puzzled, but the little boy seems...
I think we should go home. Come on, Ben. Thank you, mister. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, mister.
They skip away, still children, but now, somehow, older than before.
What kind of rat would sell such things?
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget.
Hackles raised, the dog barks at the sand built up beneath the building.
There's something not right, and that's wrong. It's under the house thing there, and it's bad. I can smell it. You be careful now. What's under there smells real bad. It smells evil.
Driftwood Fishworks.
I don't care if you tear this place apart plank by plank. We will find him.
You can't just charge in here and ransack my...
You stranger! What are you doing here?
And you're thinking about your business.
Grumbling, the Magister turns...
No authority to storm in here like this.
You've been warned, Barnes.
The Magister turns, and his eyes fall on you.
There's a sorcerer somewhere in this worm-ridden dump. Have you seen him? Grey cloak, grey Lucian's teeth. Wear it. If you see anything suspicious, anything at all, report it immediately. Do you understand? He's a sorcerer dressed as a tinkerer. Our brother started vanishing. He fled into this stinking shed, but we'll find him again. We'll have our justice.
The Magister's eyes flick to a nearby pile of fish.
If any of you see so much as a rat's hair out of place, you tell the Magisters.
Beer almost covers up the stink.
Then we can get them out, and you can get back to work.
Take that, sorcerer! Dallas, get her!
You're dead, Alexander. Alexander, you're dead. You have to stay dead until we say you're not dead anymore.
Here, mister! Alexander doesn't have to stay dead, does he?
See? Told ya. But don't worry, you won't put a sauce collar on me, Dallas. I'm a big, bad, evil sorcerer.
I hate...
Might as well have rotted in the death fog. What's even the point?
I'm Alexander. You're the sorcerer, Mary Lane.
I'm approaching this the wrong way. I must be.
Magister's dropping left and right. Can't say I'm shedding any tears. They got that arena down below the black...
Magister Regional Headquarters and Jail, Driftwood.
Where is it? Where is it? Sir, please, have you seen a small burlap pouch lying about? Blast! It's gone for good, I fear.
She rubs a hand over her smooth head, then suddenly looks up at you. Her great greenish gold eyes are alight.
There isn't any chance you could spare a moment to help me look, could you? I wouldn't dare ask it if it weren't terribly important.
Tears star her eyelashes, and she begins to weep.
I know. What the pout? I really must find it back, or my master will flay me alive. It had quite a sum inside it. Magister Raymond, he bade me take the coins to purchase supplies for his journey, but I dropped it along the way. He's sure to think I stole it.
She tilts her head back and blinks back.
I'd never do such a thing. Never. You're... Gods, you're so terribly kind, but I couldn't accept such lavish charity. It's so unbecoming. I don't know what to say.
She accepts the coins, letting her hand linger over.
You don't know what this means to me. I'll send word to Magister Raymond right away. He should thank you.
I need those reports down.
Right away.
Blessings of the divine upon you, good sir. My husband and I were just sitting down for a picnic under the sun. We haven't much to offer, but would you care to join us? Wonderful. Come, sit. There you go, all cozy. So tell me, are you heading to Arks like we are? Nicholas and I wouldn't miss Lucian's Day for the world. Oh, but you must visit the cathedral, please do. The more pilgrims pray for his return, the sooner Lucian will walk among us once more. So come, let us break bread and strengthen ourselves for the journey.
You eat, drink, and have a good time of it with Glory and her husband, Nicholas.
I will look for you in the Arks Cathedral. We will chant the rites of the return together.
Greetings! May the Seven circle you and keep you safe. Oh, it's a wonderful day, wouldn't you agree? And with good reason, too. Oh, for isn't it why, only a few days ago, I was writhing in pain, but then a fellow pilgrim passed by, laid his hands upon my feverish skin, and just like that, I was cured. Truly, it was a miracle. Alas, I cannot say who he was, but I can say what he was. A holy man. Fills my heart with gladness to know that there are still folks like him to be found, now that our Lord Alexander has... May the Seven keep him. May they keep all of us.
My inkwell is dry. Fetch me some more. Surrounded by incompetence. Who deserves a better husband?
The Meister's back! The Meister's back! She doesn't feel like playing, but...
The Meister sits slumped in a chair, looking around the room as she works her shoulder with one hand. It looks like it was dislocated by the gallows.
Damnable red cloak baboons ransacking my wardrobes, as if I would keep ancient valuable secrets in a pile with my unmentionables.
She takes a deep breath, and with a twist, a click, and a screech of pain, she shoves her shoulder back into its socket. Reaching across the table, she pulls a bowl of hot water towards her and fishes some bandages, a needle, and thread out of a box.
At least the barbarians were unable to club their way into my vault, so everything you need should be safe. In your case, more than I suspect, man. God or even a reptile can provide. It is not enough to be God-woken in order to ascend to divinity.
As she speaks, the Meister uncorks a vial of shimmering liquid, sauce. She lets a couple of drops fall on her hand, but instead of infusing with her body, she stares at the empty spot on her palm for a long moment before turning back to you,
A process by which God-woken may ascend. It begins with discovering your deepest self, delving into your own soul. Quite. We shall begin once we have the tools we need from my vault. You may have been chosen God-woken, but becoming divine requires more than a supernatural pat on the head. Come, God-woken. It is time to see just how awake you are. Fortunately, the magistrate called much attention to art as they do to fashion. Kindly remove that painting from the wall. It really is quite simple. In the corner, there's a painting. The combination to the vault is 15R34. I pray my instructions will not be too technical for you. Push. Your talent for following simple instructions fills me with wonder and pride. Now, kindly go to the vault and enter the combination. I shall call it out as you go.
A stone door lies flush with the floorboards. Etched whorls in the granite frame a delicate rotary dial. Gleaming under the dim light, the metallic dial almost seems to wink at you. Taking your time, you carefully enter the combination. The metallic sounds of the
Excellent. Follow me. Your time is at hand, God-woken.
Ancient runes? Weird contraptions. This place is an Arcanist's dream.
The Meister is examining her wounds, prodding at this, wincing at that.
Do you know what it means to have the power of the divine, Godwoken? A chance, yes, but it is much more. No. Becoming the divine means taking on the power of all the gods and the response. The divine was created by the gods to shelter us from the void. The divine cannot use his power for anything else. Very well, then. Let's see if we can't snatch divinity from the jaws of the void. The ritual itself is quite simple. Drop some blackroot in the bowl, mix in a little blood, Ignore any feelings of dizziness, burning in your lungs, or a dire sense of existential dread. They're all perfectly normal. Everything you need is here. Ingredients in the cupboard. Source in the glowing fountain. Ritual in the tome by the bookcase. Even an incinerator to provide a flame.
The Meister looks back at her wounds, curiously prodding them as fresh blood oozes out, staining her claws.
Quite. Mind you, being torn asunder by a Voidwoken would be even more...
The Meister points sharply to the ingredients cupboard.
And do not lose anything. These ingredients are rare indeed. I'm not hiking back out to the Cloisterwood to fetch you more blackroot.
Boring.
Opening the door, you see a selection of ingredients, thrown together in no particular order. After a quick rummage, you spot the blackroot nestled between. You gather up the blackroot, obsidian lance, and ancient bowl, and kick the door of the cupboard closed. Opening the door, you see a selection of ingredients. You explore the remaining
Are you simple? Perform the ritual. Ingredients in the cupboard.
As you suck the smoke deep into your lungs, your vision starts to swim and cloud. There is an intense pounding in your head, and you can feel the world fading. As the world fades away, you lose all sense of being grounded. You reach out.
Deepest recess of my soul. But it looks like the Hall of Echoes.
Bathed in the half-light of these starless barrens, you spot a figure you could only describe as a second self. It looks haggard and weak, its very voice but a few—
Ivan, my wolf! Come closer, so that you may see me. Look me.
The apparition clasps your face in its shaking hands. You suddenly feel your eyes tingle. Everything becomes brighter, sharper. Blacks and white.
Blind eyes. Shine brightly. Speak the spell, and see.
Strange mirror image of yourself. Before you stands the god Ralik in all his—
You know me now, don't you? I saved you from drowning. I blessed you. Your god-woken soul is my last refuge. My last bastion.
Ralik nourishes himself from the source that abounds in your presence. You feel it deep down inside yourself.
Ah, yes. Just what I needed. I tell you, dying just doesn't become a god. The void itself is hunting down the gods, leeching us in ways we never thought possible. We're battling for our very survival. It's a battle we're losing, and should we truly lose, all will be cast into oblivion. You save us both. As you must realize, Ifan, that our fates are now as one, just as our souls are now as one. Together we are a force to be reckoned with. But if we seek to survive that means there is but one place we can go. The Well of Ascension. It is a lake, a pool of pure source in which the powers of we gave them up freely to create the first divine. Each of us donated half of that which makes us gods. To bathe in the lake is to become our— That is where the road to divinity leads, and you must be the first to reach it at all costs. It was a time of selflessness and sacrifice in the face of our old enemy. It was an act of heroism. The void is stronger than ever. A new divine won't be enough. You need to go to the Well of Ascension. Only he who claims everything will be everything. The Void's doom. This world's liberator. I hope you understand them to their full extent. The other gods must either bow to— But of course, that is what they are saying to their own god woken as we speak. We both know they won't bow, just like we both know you will never bow to them. Only one can become a god strong enough to safeguard our world. So make no mistake, Ithan. Chances are the road to divinity will be paved, but don't let that dismay you. For these sins will be washed clean by the knowledge you committed them to save all of existence. To save your kin, and your loved ones, and the world they live in. They will be at your mercy, which is vastly preferable to you being. So fret not, but revel in the promise of the lake. I will lead you there when you're ready, when you've become a true master of the Source, and our journey will be fraught with peril. It is a pilgrimage of challenges that will require you to command Source like only a God-woken can, and wield its most powerful spell.
Hoarse laughter rolls and
perhaps. But what is a pilgrimage after? Focus not on death and irony, Ithan. You've had enough of those. It's time to turn your look. We are I now. The spells you need to know I will teach you when you are ready. You must make them teach you, so that you may be... So, return to Rivellon and seek out these sages where they dwell. Convince them to share with you their deeps. Once you have, you may return to me here. Something that will make you understand that for a god, there is precious little difference between... Source is. It is a constant, a subject of neither time nor transience. All of life is... You have the vision of a god now. Eyes that can see spirits, that speak the spell during your peregrinations, and you will see them. Where the dead lie, the best of luck, Ben Mez.
The Meister stares intently at you. Her eyes are tired and bruised, but
Still alive? Gods above, there might be something to you after all.
She leans in, her bloody tongue flickering hungrily about your face.
Tell me, what did you see? What you know?
She sighs impatiently as you hack up the last of the Greek...
You can't channel enough Source? Gods be damned, why couldn't you have a nice simple problem? Finding an orc to dance the hornpipe, perhaps? I know exactly what must be done. You must find a master of Source. And I could have helped. The purging which the Magisters included as part of their service was quite efficient. They stripped me of my Source. Not enough to silence me, but enough that I would not turn their insides to lime. Enough to sever my link to the font from which all Source flows, and certainly enough that I cannot train you. So we must seek alternatives. Alas, the only Source Masters not yet hauled off to Fort Joy or turned into meat puppets are those too dangerous or cunning for the Magisters to contain. Sorcerers that allowed their power to corrupt them. Many are wicked, cruel, vile, and generally not good teacher material, but we may have no others to turn to. Just so, some of these are quite dark, twisted individuals. The kind of creatures that grew bored pulling their legs from spiders and so moved on. However, it is the path we walk, no matter what
The Meister doubles over in a violent coughing fit, struggling for breath. After a few moments, she regains her...
No matter what is asked of you, you must learn from them. The Magisters have kept ledgers with all known sorcerers, especially the powerful ones not yet captured. They would be an invaluable resource, but do be careful not to get caught. I was their guest for a time, and if their barracks turns out to be as empty as their skulls, just try to keep an ear to the ground. There may still be powerful sorcerers hiding in these lands.
As she speaks, one of her wounds reopens, a dark red stain spreading across her tunic. She hisses in frustration.
I wish there was more I could do, but in this condition, I would be more a hindrance than a boon. Godspeed, and remember, do whatever...
The spirit of an elegant elven woman materializes before you. She seems surprised.
You can see me. A godwoken in my... I am the Meister's apprentice. I study under her, but I do not learn. I hear tales of the ritual, of what lies beyond. Such wonders. Such Meister tells me it cannot happen, that I am not godwoken. But in my heart, I know I'm special. No air fills my lungs, only fire. When the darkness falls, I cannot cry out.
The spirit looks at you regret.
It is hard to hear of such power, and not covet it for yourself. I lie to myself and convince...
The Meister sits slumped.
What news? Can you channel enough source? Are you powerful enough to proceed? Of course, my supply has rather gone. You can find more in the cloister woods to the northwest of Driftwood. Hardly a charming place, but it grows nowhere else. Then why, pray tell, are you...